just kind of showing right there, and this is usually set up, the cycle is usually set up on a 28-day plan. And usually by the 14th day, ovulation occurs. Okay? And so that's normal. Now that will vary a little bit with everybody. I understand that. It will vary, but that's normal. That's just the way they put it in the textbooks. But there is kind of the setup of the ovary right there. And there's that primordial follicle, of which when a baby is born, a female baby, there are between 700 and 800,000 of those things. And only about 400 will ever be used in the female's lifetime. But there are many, many thousands more of those things that are present than will ever reach the point of ovulation. And so that's kind of interesting to see that kind of showing. There's a view right there. See, that shows the zona pellucida. There is the corona radiata. There's the antrum filled with follicular fluid. I don't know, I've never used that term, theca folliculi. We have the cumulus euphorus in our terminology right in through here. But that's just kind of showing the grafting follicle. Kind of interesting to see how that works. Okay, now, ovogenesis occurs in the ovaries. It involves the mitosis or meiosis of the primary oocyte, so the resulting, and that will actually be, well, in the end, the result, it'll be called the egg, but it's actually the primary oocyte will undergo meiosis to form a secondary oocyte, and then the secondary oocyte will be arrested at metaphase, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But anyway, the resulting, when it does get to the egg, even the oocyte has the haploid number of chromosomes. It has to be haploid 1. Because the spermatozoa, I mean, what's the chromosome number there? Haploid or diploid? Come on, the sperm, what would it be, haploid or diploid? Haploid, wouldn't it? Because you have haploid plus haploid yields diploid. So the zygote would have to be diploid. Now, right here, the ovogonium, here it is, ovogonium is 2N. Primaries, look at that, I have 700,000 of these things at birth of a female baby. All right, 700,000. All right, only 400 or 500 will be used in the lifetime of that child, of that female. All right, so we have oogonium, primary oocyte, then this goes meiosis 1, secondary oocyte. This is the structure now. The secondary oocyte is the structure that is ovulated. Be sure you highlight that. Now, out on the street, they say, well, her egg was ovulation, the egg, she ovulated, it was the egg. The egg was ovulated. It's not really called the egg. It's really called the secondary oocyte. That is the structure that's ovulated. So make sure you, and meiosis 2, it's arrested. It's not even through really dividing, because this oocyte will continue and release one polar body, and then it's called the ovum. It's not called the egg now until the secondary oocyte finishes meiosis 2. And it will result in a one polar body, and then there's the egg. But it's not the egg that is ovulating. Be sure you remember that. Be sure and kind of hang on to that. It's not the egg that's ovulating. Meiosis 2 is completed only if fertilization occurs. Only if it's occurred. And that's where the ovum comes in. In other words, meiosis 2, the complete dividing is not completed unless fertilization occurs. Okay, so what is ovulated? The secondary oocyte. If it becomes, in other words, it's arrested meiosis in metaphase 2. Meiosis 2 completed only if fertilization occurs. Okay, and if fertilization occurs, then it completes meiosis, releasing a polar body plus the ovum. And this is going to show it. Now, right here, now notice this. Oocyte completes meiosis, okay. Sperm and ovum, okay. Okay. True moment of fertilization occurs when the paternal and maternal chromosomes combine to produce a diploid zygote. But the oocyte completes. Now, one thing you have to kind of, I didn't put in here. Now, maybe I have a diagram. I think it's a diagram. Sperm and ovum swell to become the male and female pronuclei. True moment of fertilization occurs when paternal and maternal chromosomes combine to produce the zygote. Now, right here, here we go. This is out of your book. There's the oogonium. There's the primary oocyte, 2N. secondary oocyte, this first polar body, which you don't need to diagram all this, I want to show you something. There's two, these things disintegrate. Then right here, this is what's ovulated. See that right there? This is what is ovulated. The secondary oocyte, and it'll say ovulation. Now the secondary oocyte, here's a sperm cell. Spermatozoa, sperm plus secondary oocyte. Okay? Secondary oocyte, fertilization occurs, this thing completes meiosis. Only if fertilization occurs does this thing, it divides again. This thing divides again by mitosis, releases a polar body, and this thing right here, see the word ovum? That's the first time you've seen the word ovum. Ovum is egg, and that's the first time you've seen the word ovum. It's only called an ovum if fertilization occurs. And if fertilization occurs, it completes its meiosis, releasing that. See, fertilization, when fertilization occurs, this thing divides right here, releasing that, and here's the N plus N is 2N, that's the zygote, and so there's the 2N zygote at the bottom. All right, now how many of you are going to miss what is the correct name of the structure that's ovulated? Secondary oocyte. Anybody going to miss that one? All right, anybody? Now, y'all can ask me some questions now when we meet. See, we won't meet again until after Thanksgiving. We'll meet after Thanksgiving. We'll finish this up. We'll finish up the female thing. Do a little bit on the development. There are a few things in there I need to mention to you, and then we'll be done. We'll be ready for we'll be done. All right. So, but anyways, everybody kind of see that? That is in your book right there. That is in the book by C.D. Stevens. I'm not pardon me, by Torah. That just kind of shows. Uterine tubes they're also called fallopian tubes. They're about 4 inches long. The ampulla. Remember how I mentioned to you a while ago? Like we mentioned, we mentioned the vas deferens. The distal expanded end of the vas deferens is called the ampulla. The expanded end of a tube is called the ampulla of that tube. So the ampulla is the distal expanded end. And we have right here, we have the infundibulum is the opening. Probably you didn't know that. Chester, did you know that? That the infundibulum was the opening in the end of the tube? That's the infundibulum. Alright? The fimbriae, you probably didn't know this. These little fimbriae are finger-like projections at the end of the tube. And they move like this. They literally set up a current to draw the secondary oocyte into that tube. Where does fertilization normally occur when it occurs? Do y'all know? In the fallopian tube, in the upper 1/3 of the fallopian tube. Normally, that's the best. That's where it's supposed to. Huh? In the upper 1/3 of the fallopian tube is where it normally occurs, everybody. And so right here, in other words, they move in order to create currents to draw. And that's my error having egg. Because it's not really the egg when it's drawn in, it's actually the secondary oocyte, so I made an error there for putting the egg in there. Secondary oocyte, I'll correct that. Draw it to the infundibulum. Now, tubes are a common site for ectopic pregnancies. She had a tubal pregnancy. Have you ever heard that term used before? You ever heard that term? Tubal pregnancy? And they usually have to do something, don't they, for that? They have to go in there and take that. Usually take that, don't they? You don't have that thing. All right. Ovulated oocyte is literally cast into the peritoneal cavity. Many are lost there. Also, microorganisms of STDs. How many of you have heard of pelvic inflammatory disease? PID. You ever heard of that one before? In other words, these organisms, like Trichomonas vaginalis. Trichomonas vaginalis is a sexually transmitted protozoa disease. Neisseria gonorrhea is a bacterium. Treponema pallidum is a bacteria. Okay? And chlamydia is a bacterium. The most prevalent sexually transmitted disease right now is chlamydia. That's the one that's out there, pretty much. All right, but anyway, this can lead to pelvic inflammatory disease, which I understand, not being a doctor or anything or dealing with that, I understand that can be a very, very bad situation. Not a good situation at all.